friends. So today what we are going to do is we are going to create a landscape using just lines. Okay, so let's see how we do that and what are the supplies that we need. We need paper. We are using half a paper. We are using markers. If you don't have markers, crayons also will work. If you don't have crayons too, then you can use the color pencils, or even if you don't have that, then you can just use regular pencil. Okay, I also have a whiteboard here because I'm going to show you guys how a landscape is usually divided. Okay, do you guys remember it from before, from last year? So when you're drawing a landscape, usually we keep the paper this way, sideways like this, because we need to include a lot more, right? But today we are going to place the paper like this because we are going to show more stuff this way, not this way. Okay, so we are going to place the paper in the portrait style. And then let's keep in mind what are how we divide the a landscape. Usually a picture we divide into three parts. A landscape is divided into three parts. So the top part, there will be a middle part, and then there is a part that is right in front of you. Did I hear you guys already telling me the parts? Yes, the part that is right in front of you, okay, that is closer to you, it is called the foreground. Foreground is the ground that is right in front of you. What do you think how the size would be of the things in the foreground? What would be the size? Would they be small, big, medium size? Did you say big because they are right in front of you? You guys are right. Things in the foreground are things that are right in front of you, so they will appear bigger, right? The middle part of the landscape, we call it the, what is it? Middle ground. Yes, my friend. It is called the middle ground, which is the middle part of the middle part of your landscape is called the middle ground. What do you think the back portion of your landscape is called? Did you guess it, or did you already know it? I know it is called, I know you guys all know it is called the background, right? Background is way in the back. So, background is also what we call when we are drawing something. Suppose we are drawing a portrait and whatever, so portrait is a picture of a person, right? So, you're drawing a portrait. And whatever behind this person is also called background. Okay, so the main subject here is the person. The entire thing behind this person is also called background. But when we are drawing a landscape, this is the background. The top most part is called the background. Will you remember that? The foreground is right in front of you, so that is front. That's, you can remember, foreground also starts with F. Front portion also, the portion that is right in front of you, that also starts with F. Foreground also starts with F. Middle ground is the middle portion, and it also starts with M, and this is also middle ground. Thing that is the back starts with the whole thing, just add ground to it. Will you remember that now? Okay, so now let's see. Okay, maybe I will show you the steps on this before we move on to the paper. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we are going to start with a horizon line. And then, what's a horizon line? Horizon line is a line that separates the sky from the ground. Okay, or if it is a sea that you're drawing, it is where the sky and the sea meet. Here, because it is a landscape that you are drawing, it is where the sky and the land meet. Okay, so let's start with the horizon line first. Maybe the horizon line, maybe you can put it up here, maybe. Okay, so this horizon line, we are going to make it wavy. I'm going to draw mountains here. Okay, then I'm going to draw another line. So this is almost in the middle ground that I'm drawing. The horizon line is in the middle ground. I'm going to add another line in the middle ground. Okay, it's also a hill that I did. Now I'm going to draw some plain. This is a mountain, plains. So a little curvy line. Maybe you're going to draw another curvy line. Okay, then maybe this time almost straight. And then I'm going to draw some water. So how do we usually draw water? We can like that, right? Or like this to show the water. So I'm going to draw that line. Got it? And over here so this was done in the foreground, and in the background I'm going to draw a sun. So you can draw it either here, or right in the middle. Okay, so I drew a sun. So these are the things that you need to draw. Now let's take a paper and draw all these things. Okay, so we need mountains in the middle ground. Let me find my paper. So it will be a good idea to start with a pencil, because some of the lines are like overlapping and you may need to erase a bit of these lines, right? So I'm taking a pencil to draw this, and in case I need to erase something, okay, I'm placing the paper in the portrait style and I'm drawing a mountain. Don't draw anything complicated. The reason is we are just using lines to draw everything. We'll be mimicking all these lines a few times. So if it is too complicated, it will be very difficult for you to imitate those. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a mountain. Can you see the lines that I'm making with my pencil? I hope you can see. I'm going to draw another one. So these are in the middle ground, right? So this mountain is going a little bit up. I'm going to erase that thing off. Now I'm going to draw another line. These are the plains, maybe here. And then another wavy line. And then I'm going to draw some water. This one, maybe I could have made it a little bit loopy. Okay, now let's put a sun. So I have the lines. If there is any line that you need to erase right now, you're going to erase that. Now, after you are done with all these lines, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marker. Okay, and then this is the water. We're going to start with the water, so it's going to be blue. I'm going to make blue line here. So I'm going to make the line like that. You can make thick lines. So if it is a thick marker, you can make it thick. If it is thin, you will have to do this line 2 or 3 times to make the line look thick, right? So then what you're going to do is you're going to imitate the same line again inside. So this time I'm making thin lines. I'm imitating the line. So you're like imitating or retracing all the lines with like thin lines this time, okay? So let's repeat the movement or repeat the line, the original line within each section. So within each section, only in this section, I'll be repeating the same line. Here, I'll be repeating this type of line. Got it? Let's try and fit in as many lines as we can inside. So same type of lines. I did manage to put a lot of similar lines in here, right? Now, let me take another color for the ground. I'll take this green. Actually, I don't have many greens, so maybe this one. Maybe, okay. So I'm going to imitate this line here. So the first line should be thick. So I forgot about that. Okay. The next lines are thin lines, but you are imitating the first line. So each time you meet another line, you're going to jump over and continue, okay? You're not going to draw on the top of that line. So when you reach here, you're jumping over to the side and continuing the line. Jump, jump. Now this one, this mountains, maybe I'm going to use, let me see, brown can be used, maybe gray. So things in the distance, what happens is they tend to become, that they get like grayer, right? So, and so these two colors can be for the mountains. And then I need 2 more colors for the plains here. So maybe I'll use purple. I want all the warm colors for the sky. So I'm not using the warm colors. So this one I will use purple here and then maybe black here. So thick line, imitate with thin lines. So in case you have more different greens, you can use a different green instead of using black or purple, okay? When you reach another line, don't draw on it, jump to the other side, okay? Now I'm going to use black. Thick line and then thin line. Imitate the thick line, okay? and when you reach another line, jump over it. Okay, so next, this is the mountain. So the back one, maybe I'll put gray. This one will be brown. Thick line, thin line, imitate the thick line. Try to get in as many thin lines as you can, okay? The more the thin lines, it is going to look nicer. Don't just draw 2 lines and then say, oh, okay, I have made the thin lines. Then it won't look that good. When you reach another line, stop, jump over, and continue. So that line is done. Now with the gray, thick line, imitate the thick line, jump over, make as many thin lines as you can inside. When you reach another line, jump over, my friend. I'm continuing on this side. Okay, now for the sun, I'm going to start with yellow. I'm just going to make it yellow. I'm going to imitate the yellow line, the sun, maybe 5 times. The lines should not be touching. I'm going to switch on to orange now. I'm going to imitate the yellow lines with orange lines. Maybe how many times? 5 times. One more time. Now I'm going to take red, imitate the orange line now. If you reach another line, jump over, okay? On this side. You need to be careful not to cross the line. Okay. So now what you're going to do is, finally, you're going to take all the colors, then makes those lines the thick lines, okay? Go over the thick lines one more and see if there is any space in between your lines to make another thin line. If there is space in between, go ahead and make those thin lines. Okay, let me take my next color, brown. I'm going to make it thick. Thick as you can. If there is any space in between, without the lines touching, if you can make another line in between, go ahead, make those lines. Okay. Next thick line. Oh, this was black. No wonder it was not showing. Okay, I think that is enough of black lines. I'm going to use purple next. Make it nice and thick. Green. Check whether there is any space for any additional lines. I think here I can make some. Okay, blue. I think there is more space here. Okay, should we make the yellow a little bit more thick? Should I add some more red lines in between, red and orange lines? If there is more space, go ahead and add more lines, okay? Because with just using lines close together, it will make it look like you have colored the whole thing. That's what we are trying to get from this, just using lines. So the lines had to be really close together. If there is so much space in between, it won't look that nice. Okay, I think it looks good now. Did you like making this landscape with just lines? Oh, you need to write your name. Let me put this back. So each time you're done with your art, try to put your name on the right bottom corner. The reason is if you put your name on the, like right in the middle, yes, everyone will know you did that. But the thing is, it's like writing your name on your forehead and walking around. Do you want to write your name on your forehead for everyone to know that you are that person? No, nobody will be able to appreciate your beautiful face. Just like that, don't write your name on right in the middle of your art, because I see some of you guys have been doing that. So name on the bottom, okay, and you will write your grade and your room number. I'm just putting a pretend room number. And then what you're going to do is, like always, you're going to email me this art that you have done today, and in the email ID that I'm going to put in the end. Okay, so till we meet next time, bye bye.